Previously, on Lives of the Infamous. Notorious gangsters Adam and Dunhill Wanger controlled the East End of London with iron hands, only for their empire to crumble when they were infiltrated by undercover police officer WPC Debbie Jackson.
WPC Jackson had done a stellar job. We'd banged up their enforcer, White Brian, but we still hadn't got the Wangers.
Well, I might have been doing porridge, but the boys were off the rails. I mean, Adam was up to his neck in Prozzers and Dunhill. Well, he just went barking bunk shit.
This is Lives of the Infamous, Part 2. Former fishmongers, now born-again Christians George BRAN and David Throat recall an incident at the Elephant and Castle pub in the Elephant and Castle.
Oh dear, no.
Dunhill was a nutcase.
Yeah, he came in that night like a, well, one of those daddy long legs, pissed off his head on cocaine.
Nutter.
Yep. He thought you called him a fat puff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just thought he was someone else.
Who did you think it was?
I thought it was Pat Fuff.
Right. Yep.
So what did he do to you?
Oh, God.
He grabbed me by the hair,
Yep, oh yeah.
pulled me across the bar.
You pulled you.
A couple of mates stepped in, you know, as if to say, leave it out.
Oh,
But Dunhill threatened him with like an ashtray, wasn't it?
ashtray, wasn't it? Yeah.
And he yanked me into the yard and then he...
Oh. They gave him a myelin tickle.
A myelin tickle.
He repeatedly kicked me in the penis and the balls and the perineum and the arsehole.
Arsehole, yeah. Right in the arsehole.
Although childless, George BRAN never had children again.
Business News with Terence.
Good afternoon and welcome to Business News. I'm Terence. Our top story this lunchtime is that entrepreneurs the Wanger Twins have sold their flagship nightclub, the Topaz Rooms, to Danish Prince Mark Knopfler.
It had been 7 years since Debbie, once Jebby, now Hebby, had gone into hiding, and by the summer of 1973, the Wangers were on the verge of financial collapse. Just as it seemed like the twins were destined for a life of poverty and obscurity, they were contacted by record producer and pop impresario Chocolate.
Oh, I was riding the crest of a wave. I just had a number 2 of Hoop People and another number 2 of Dusty Luster. That was the biggest number 2 I'd ever had. But I was desperate for a number 1, right? And what I saw was 2 boys with rock, pop and bloody roll written all over them. And I had the perfect song.
I looked at her legs, they were all wet, the sort of wet that you never forget. I asked her name, it was Annette. She gave me a kiss, so I paid off her debt.
Wet Spanish Legs failed to reach even the top 100 in the UK. However, it was an overnight smash in the ancient land of Greece. This resounding success gave the Wangers an opportunity to appear on multi-award-winning Greek chat show Espass, hosted by national treasure Terrios Espass. Although the Wangers' relationship was more fractious than ever, no one could have foreseen the horror that was about to unfold.
Terrios!
Those of a nervous disposition should put both hands over both eyes.
So, boys, congratulations on song. Eh? Wet Spanish legs. Yatta tutata tutata. Wet Spanish legs. Yatta tutata tutata. I looked at her legs. It was all wet. The kind of wet you can never forget.
Yeah, all right. Terrios, we all know the f***ing words, don't we, eh?
Of course you do. So, what is happening next for you?
Well, I'm going to buy an horse.
I love horses.
Chocolate and me have been working on some new material, and I'm planning on releasing a solo album.
No, me and Chocolate.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, Terrios, I wrote the song with Chocolate, yeah? All he'd done was the legs bit.
Manners. You know, you two should get married.
Shut your fucking face up.
Okay, boys, remember your mouth, eh?
All right, Terrios, it's all right. It's my mistake, innit? He only goes for dirty fucking coppers now.
Look at you fucking stop! Boys!
It was at this moment that Terrios Espass, a lifelong pacifist and horse whisperer, tried to separate the Wangers, only to be accidentally stabbed in the neck by them both. Already dead, he then tripped and fell through an ornate glass coffee table. Terrios Espass was given a state funeral, and to this day all Greeks celebrate the 20th of June as Terrios Espass Day. The Greek penal system considered the crime on a par with treason. Adam and Dunhill Wanger each received a sentence of 504 years. They will be eligible for parole in 2418.
Wasn't long enough. But then I've always said the Greeks are too lenient.
Dunhill Wanger died in 1998 when he was accidentally crushed during a bungled birthday bundle. At the inquest, the coroner reported that the pressure he had suffered was so great it had caused his kidneys to kiss.
He was a great man. His last words were, "Who's kneeling on me prick?"
Adam Wanger will live out the remainder of his days in Corfu prison. He will never taste, smell, feel, hear, or stroke freedom again.
I never did get my collar. But I'm not bitter. At least they were sent down. It's like I always say, you make your sword, you die on it.
Next time on Lives of the Infamous, we investigate record impresario Chocolate, the emperor of pop whose sugar-coated facade hid a murky, dark centre.
Daddy Pepe.